My cancer that I have is called epithelioid hemangioendothelioma, EHE for short. I am so lucky that this has been my cancer story. It could have been completely different, and was, and tomorrow could be completely different too. So why fixate on that? You're wasting your time, your energy. It's stealing your joy from today. It's stealing your joy for tomorrow. Just live. Like, that is literally the definition. Like, just live your life. So one very uncomfortable conversation I think all couples, partners should have in this world is, if I were to die tomorrow, would you move on? So I can remember when I did my first blog post in my journal, and I put it public about how I gave Ty permission to date, remarry, find a mother for our children. It sparked a lot of controversy. It sparked a lot of open dialogue. And I actually love that, because it gave you that extra push to have those conversations with your partner. Conversations that people often run from and never even want to have because you don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about life without my partner. I don't want to even say those words out loud because it's never going to happen. Sorry, friends. It's going to happen. Death is finite. It's for real. It's the one real thing that's going to happen to us. And someone's going to die before somebody else. So, and you never know when that time is going to come. So at one point early on, Ty and I sat down and we had this conversation. And it worked both ways. Yes, I'm the one with stage 4 cancer, but he could pass away within 1 hour from right now. You have no idea. And so we wanted to have the conversation both ways. And I will share with you where my stance is, and I can share with you through my words kind of where his stance is. I gave him full permission to find love again. And a big reason for that is I want him to feel as happy as possible after I'm gone. We have had an incredible partnership. We have had an incredible relationship, and I hope it continues. Like I say, until 97, that is our goal. But could you imagine 38 years old and living the rest of your life without having somebody to lay next to have those conversations, to eat a meal with, to hold a hand, to hug, to get home after an event and want to spill everything to them? Could you imagine not ever having that opportunity again? I couldn't. And another part of that is our children. We have 2 girls and 1 boy. I don't want him to be alone in raising our children. I don't want him to have those girly conversations as a male. I want them to be able to have a positive female role model to look up to talk with. And yes, they'll have my sister, his sister, our moms, and other females in our lives, but cohabitating together. I want that for my children. I want that for my husband. So many had said to me after I said that out loud, yeah, but aren't you jealous at those thoughts? Love doesn't have jealousy, in my opinion. I want the best for him. And now if you were to ask him what his response is, even with me, if he were to pass, and what he'd want from me. He wants me to find happiness. He wants me to find whatever out there that I want. And that's the thing. It's we respect each other's wishes. But Ty says he'll never move on, that he's too busy just trying to keep afloat himself, where he said, I won't have time. I'll be in the gym so much working out on my grief that I won't have time to pursue a relationship with somebody else or to give them what they need or deserve. He says he will never. But I give him full permission to do what he feels he wants to do. I feel like there's so much judgment out there. I've had a friend that have passed away and their spouse moved on very quickly. But what's very quickly? Like, how do you get to decide what's very quick? Maybe the person who passed away has pulled back from the relationship for years knowing this day was going to come and has told them whatever you need to do and supported them. But yet we give judgment on their relationship when they may have already figured it out beforehand. I think it's unfair when we do that. So I encourage you to have these uncomfortable conversations, to completely let yourself be as vulnerable as possible. And I will warn you, it's very emotional. We often will cry when we have these conversations. We'll also be in denial and pretend this isn't going to happen, but we're at least having the conversations. So you're prepared and you know what their wishes are. And if they're different than what you had hoped, having conversations together to figure it out together. Because I'm aware, once I did share this, a friend of mine had the conversation with their partner and they said, absolutely not, I do not want you to move on. And I think it's having that conversation as, where is that coming from? Why is that? And how can we get to a place where if they did pass away and the person did want to move on and they're being held back by their spouse who passed away, how they can work through that. I've had couples come to me that have said, we wanted to have these conversations but wanted the guidance of a therapist, a counselor. And I think that's brilliant. I think that's beautiful. And I think that's a wonderful idea. So enjoy the conversation. I hope it gives you both what you need to face the very real thing. Death is going to happen.